I had gotten out really quickly. I knew that I had a calling on my life. I knew what I was to do. I had a really good idea of what that calling was. I just didn't have a firm grasp on what exactly it looked like. I got out really quickly. I knew that calling meant that I needed to, and I was sure that I was doing it correctly. I knew I was. And it was almost a tearing away because I knew that I was doing exactly what God had called me to do. However, I didn't realize that there was a process to getting ready to answer that call and to go and step out. So I had started really early, and I was a pretty good ways out there, and pride wouldn't let me just pump the brakes and take a step back and actually say that, man, you're not ready for this level yet. You haven't been through the proper procedures. You haven't gone through the process. And so I was looking, and I literally told my wife, I need a man. What were my exact words to my wife when the church was falling apart and I was losing members and beyond that, I was losing my own mind because the fight with the enemy there was really essentially no covering. I was out there by myself, and I really felt like I was losing it. And so I told her, I need a man. I need somebody to show me. I need a mentor. I didn't really know exactly what I meant or what that even was, but I knew that that's what I was looking for and that's what I needed. Again, when Elder Designate came and got me and said, I found a man. Come and see. I immediately knew in my heart that this was going to be something more. Of course, pride would tell me that, and my own flesh would tell me that you don't need a man. You can make it. This is all just the enemy's way of stopping you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so after that first meeting that I had, there was a surety in my heart when I met Bishop Senegal for the first time, when I walked into the office. And I didn't really know how this worked. I just knew that I was it felt as though I was coming to meet royalty. I didn't know what to do, so I called and I said, so what do I do? I feel like I need to go get a gift. And so I did, and I brought a gift. I think the first 5 or 6 times that I came in, I literally brought something because I was just so unsure how this worked, or even what I was even doing. And sometimes those drives to the office, I'd question, what is this? What's going on? What's happening to me? And there was this real leveling out in my spirit as I met more and more and more and more. And those things that I was going crazy, just seemed to be under control when I was in the office or when I was in the presence of Bishop Senegal. And so then I knew that this was the place, not just for me, but a place where I could bring my family, and the place where I could grow personally and really get ready to answer that call. And so I know that everything would say, father, this father, and it was a real struggle for me to even say it. But I can truly say now that I am a son, and he is my father, and without this, I don't know really where I would be or what I'd be doing without it. That first day when I came in, I think it was the day prior to that, I was physically sitting on my back porch. Mentally, I was teetering on this place of falling completely back into where I was, completely back into drugs and alcohol and all these things that I came from, and continuing in ministry was just a tumultuous place. It was this place where I didn't know who I was or what was going on. I was literally at a point where, I don't know if it's called a nervous breakdown or what, but I just say I was losing my mind, and there was nothing rational going on. I literally had, alcohol lined up because I was ready. I was ready to do it, and I could hear my spirit say the words, because I wasn't talking to God at all, but I could hear my spirit say the words, or I heard in my spirit that, God, if you're there, you got to find me through this. And immediately, Bishop Senegal's face came to me. I could see it clearly, and I knew. I said, I hadn't even met him. I met him one time, and I've seen him one time, and I hadn't even met him. But I knew that that was what I was doing. So I made that vow, and immediately, I'm telling you, it was immediate. Everything that I was going through, all the clouds, everything that I had dealt with, all the craziness, all the thoughts, everything had just completely. It was just like a surreal, serene moment of peace that I hadn't ever felt before, and just the voices and everything that was going on in my own self just went away. But having a spiritual father and taking on the spirit of sonship has really affirmed me. I'm comfortable with who I am. I don't have to be anything different than what and who I am. And as I realize that there is one Son, and so it is only through Bishop's sonship that he can truly be a father, and it really has just affirmed a lot of things for me, and without this, I don't know that I'd know who I was, or I'd be comfortable with who I am, because I truly trust my sonship, and I truly trust his fathership, if that's a word, fathering. If you ever had a question of who you are, if you've ever thought about what you're supposed to be doing, if you've ever thought about where you're supposed to be going, if you've ever thought about purpose, if you've ever thought about these things, which we all do. I mean, that's the question of life, is what am I here for? You will never realize what you're truly here for until you realize that through sonship. We can't do anything or truly be anything without being sons first. And I listened to one of Bishop's messages in particular, and I've listened to it over and over and over. I've probably listened to it 100 times now. But it is the order of inheritance message. It is understanding sonship, and it really has really changed the way that I do it.